that is not enough. Now on Sunday mornings, the sun will be up by the time you all come here, isn't it? But once upon a time, we used to get here at 5:30. Remember? You were there that time?
6. I left that in there.
Just very, very beginning, when I just came back from India, that time we used to start at 5:30. Or 6 o'clock, was it? 6 o'clock maybe. But then Alex started, it was getting too late, early for her. She had to start at 5 o'clock. So we delayed it. We can still change it. Similarly, the evening Sandhya time is Uttama Surya Sahita Madhyama Lupta Suryaka Adhama Nakshatra Sahita Sayam Sandhya Tridha Smruta. The 3 evening times are when the sun has not set in the evening, that is the best time. Second best time is when the sun has set, but the stars have not appeared yet. Exactly the opposite of the morning. And the third best time is when the stars have started appearing. That is the third. So good is when the stars have appeared in the evening. Better is when the sun has set but the stars have not appeared. And the best is when the sun is still in the sky but it is going down. When I was at the ashram in Powai, at that time, we just outside the temple wall, at the back, you've been to the Jagdishwara temple, at the back we used to sit down, and it used to be the most glorious sunset that you can ever see. Every day I used to sit there, not every day, lot of times, and I used to watch, and the sun used to be so cooling. You can just, without a blink in your eye, you can clearly see the golden orb slowly going down in the horizon. Because we were on a hill, and you're just watching it go down, and you're doing your japa or you're just doing meditation on the sun. It used to be so beautiful. So these are and the third is at the noon time. Noon time also is the Sandhya period. So these are the 3 times where man can tune in to the natural frequency of the creation. And what is our creation? The earth, the sun, that's the physical aspect, isn't it? So why not? Why should we tune in? From a wise man's point of view, any time is a good time to tune into the frequency, isn't it? We use these words, grace is always there. So let's tune in into any time whenever we can. But are you practicing all the time? Are you aware all the time? Are you thinking about the truth all the time like a wise man? A wise man, if he says that grace is flowing, available all the time and I can tune into it anytime, he has got the right to say it because he is already doing it. He is in that moment. But we use those sentences, we use those words of the Master to find an excuse for ourselves not to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, not to sit in the afternoon at 12 o'clock, not to sit in the evening before the sunset. Why? Oh, I can do it anytime. That's what the scriptures say. That is a better understanding. That better understanding is for the one who's already reached that point. A Mahatma says, I can live on air. So are you going to live on air? He says many other things. Do you practice all those things? We don't. We choose what we want to practice. We try to find a way out from the responsibility that we must be exercising. And what is and if we have to live in harmony with this creation, and the only way to live in harmony with this creation is to contact the source of this creation. Isn't it? The best time that you can contact the source of this creation is morning time 3 o'clock, afternoon time 12 o'clock, just before 12 o'clock, and in the evening before the sun has set. That time you can, it is naturally that energy is available to you. The creation is helping you. The creation is helping you. So these are the 3 moments that we can tune in. And in our culture, in Hindu culture, these 3 moments, the moment that child, 6, 7-year-old, 8-year-old child goes through the thread ceremony of being reborn before he was a child, totally free, with no responsibilities. Suddenly, when he reaches 7-year-old, that's the second birth, that, so to speak, that he has. He is initiated into the Gayatri Mantra, he is initiated into, and he is given this thread, and with that thread, now from that moment onwards, he or she has to start living a life of a discipline. Before, he could sleep anytime, he could eat anytime, he could shit anytime, he could play anytime, but now not anymore. The moment he has got this initiation, he has to get up in the morning before sunrise. Maybe not at 3 o'clock, maybe at when the sun is up. But as he grows up, he goes back to at the proper time, which is 3 o'clock. And if it is not possible for him to do it at the 12 o'clock time, but in the evening he must. So slowly you break him in, just like you break a horse. Similarly, you break the child into the discipline. And it is not because you are being, you want to control him or anything. No, it is for his own good. He learns to channel himself, he learns to connect himself to the spiritual vibrations that are naturally present within and without, both places, not just outside, within and without. And this way, the child is trained slowly to appreciate those moments of juncture where this vibration is available. But for a realized soul, what is the understanding of this? For a realized master, for a wise man, for a Sufi saint, for a Mahatma, what is the understanding of Sandhya? That is what this verse says. What does the verse say? Laya vikshepayo sandhau manastatra niramisham sasandhi sadhito yena samukto natra sanshayah. There is no doubt for him. For whom? For this realized person. What doubt he doesn't have? As regards the Sandhya, his attention is not on the creation. He is no longer gross oriented. He has become so fine in his thinking. Laya vikshepa. Laya is suspension of thoughts, and vikshepa is projection of thoughts. Now, keep thinking about this in the light of the meditation that we do on Sunday morning. So, absence of thoughts and projection of thought. No thought and projection of thought. Laya vikshepa yo sandhau, where no thought and projection of thought meet. That point, manastatra niramesham.